Summer too hot. Come and talk to me. I really what I need. So can I talk to you? I really wanna I put it all on her. I get it right back. She put it all on me. I couldn't fight that.
What's up, family? It's your big sis T Renee, and I am back today with another story. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Hey, I'm hoping that one day you find something on this platform that resonates with you and make you want to come back and subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I know that you all are here for a story time, and that is most definitely what I'm going to give you. But before we get to that, make sure y'all go ahead, drop down below in that comment section and leave a hey girl, hey. What's up, big sis? Again, I tell y'all, it is all greatly appreciated. Thank y'all so much for any engagement that you bring to this channel, and I will never get enough of telling y'all that. I know you all have some idea of what this story time is going to be about, so let's get to that. In today's story time, I'm going to talk about just some millennial drama that I went through with a friend. And this particular friend, we're going to go ahead and give her a name. We're going to call her Dree. Now, I met Dree working at another job that I had in between when I was working at this like major company that I worked at for years. And I had this job because I was basically on a type of leave from the job that I always talk about. So yeah, I had this job, and I met Dree because Dree was somebody that was training me, and she was just overall real cool. And of course, as always, Dree was a few years older than me. I tell y'all, I always get cool with people that are older or younger. The girls my age, I don't know if they think that I'm young, so they, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to try to explain it. It just always happens like that. It's mainly when I'm going to when I'm at jobs, it just be like that. I don't know. I don't care. So yeah, I met Dree, and she was, like I said, really cool off top. Just a free spirit, carefree. I love people like that. Because at that time, that's kind of how I was. Just, you know, we got along really well, and we had some similar interests. But, baby, she was on a whole nother level. Like, some things that she was into, I would never be into. But anyway, so yeah, cool as shit. We got really tight really fast in a short period of time. We got really tight really fast. And eventually, she wanted to go hang out. And of course, you know, at this time, I still was on the party scene. And so me and my best friend would probably hang out every weekend when we got off work, whatever. And so I'm like, hey, you want to go XYZ? Me and my best friend gonna go here. I'll come pick you up and we can go. So, yeah, y'all, I skipped so fast. We hung out before me and her hung out with my best friend. Like, I had to make sure that, you know, her vibe was right. Because I don't like to mix friends. So I have to test out the vibe. Number one, Dree is older than me, and my best friend is a few years younger than me. So everybody don't mesh, and not even because of the age. It's just that I know how my best friend is. She's outspoken and very blunt, and gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't straight up. Dree like that, but Dree is a little more. She's a little friendly, so I feel like certain things she'll deal with that my best friend ain't gonna deal with for people. She ain't gonna take that bullshit. Dree gonna give you some chances to fill you out. But my best friend, I don't like it. I don't like you. I just had to test her out. And so, like I said, we hung out over time. We hung out with this other girl that used to work out there with us because her and Dree was real close. We're gonna bring her up later. I'll give her a name. You know what? No, matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and give Dree friend a name. We're gonna call Dree friend Rika. Rika cool as shit. Her and Dree about the same age, whatever. So yeah, they cool as hell. So fast forward, some time has gone on. I went back to my first job that I had took a leave from, and I was no longer working the job that I met Dree at. And so, like I said, I invited her to go hang out with me and my best friend. And so, you know, I was like, I'll come get you, XYZ, this and the third. So I pick her up, and we go meet my best friend at my best friend's house. Granted, I'm really not too big on bringing people to people that I deal with house. But my friend, she was cool, and she had a guy that was really with the yeah. So I ain't worried too much about that, because if you want to play, play. But anyway, so yeah, we ended up linking up over there because my homegirl, best friend, was still getting ready, which is cool. Dree whispers to me, "You think your friend into girls?" I was looking at her like, what? I was like, where they come from? She was like, I'm just wondering. I said, let me find out if you trying to hit on my friend. Because yes, I didn't mention that Dree was bisexual female, whatever. No problem with that, baby. Love on who you want to love on. But, and she used to hit on me a lot. Like, no lie. And I'd be like, girl, no. And so I guess she's going to shoot her shot with whoever. And don't get me wrong, my best friend look good, so shit, why not? But anyway, so that's not the point. I'm like, girl, no. So the entire night we hanging out, Dree is like, man, I want to do this and the third. I feel like I want to lick on some twats tonight. I'm looking like, girl, shut your butt up. Oh my goodness. Like, she kept saying this to me. So I'm like, girl, stop it. Girl, stop it. I was like, we get to my house, you gonna sleep on a couch. We gonna sleep on the floor. Because you doing way too much. And no. But anyway, yeah, it was cool. I ain't feel no type of way. I was used to her talking like. So fast forward, like I said, time going on. We tight as ever. And my best friend actually likes her. Because like I said, my best friend ain't feeling you, that is not your friend. Just stop hanging around her. And I respect that, because that's me. But she genuinely liked her vibe. Fast forward, Dree ends up starting to date this one guy. She moved out from where she was. She was staying with a sibling at the time. So she ended up moving in with this guy she met somewhere. She was no longer at the company that me and her met at this point. She had moved on to somewhere else. And so she met a guy. I can't remember if she met him there. She met him somewhere. She moves in with this guy. I feel like it was a big mistake. And she started to spend a lot of time with this guy. And our little encounters are less. And don't get me wrong, when I was a little younger, like in my early 20s, I used to be so mad at my friends when they would like diss me for this dude. And a lot of times, they dissing me for men that don't even stick around, that dog them out, treat them like dog shit, told them stop hanging around their friends. Like, if a man has to isolate you to get you to love him, or to show whatever type of love he's trying to show, that is not the man that love you. He's trying to control you. And vice versa. Like, you should have to isolate yourself to be with somebody. And so I felt like then my friends wasn't seeing that, because like I said, baby, I read the room, I read the energy, I see the bullshit a mile away. So I can tell when somebody's been a certain way. I feel like it's just a gift I have, that some people probably think like, no, you crazy. No, people really do have those gifts. So you can feel it, you can see it. You can feel the energy. You're like an empath. You can take on other people's emotions and things. But yeah, we ain't gonna get deep about that, right? I noticed she was kind of starting to do that, and every time I talked to her, she would talk about him, this, that, and the third, and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, baby, you want to brag and go, man, do that, because, you know, we all do that sometimes, but I don't want to have a conversation the entire time about you and your dude. Like, I'm not the one dating him, so why we always gotta have a full conversation on the phone about that? Like, you're free to vent to me, because that's what I'm here for. But bragging and boasting and doing extra stuff, like, don't do that. Don't do, because I don't do that. So I don't expect you to do that to me, because I don't give you that same type of energy. Or complaining too much. Girl, if you're that miserable, baby, you need to reevaluate the situation and see if you really want to stay in that relationship. Because it started getting to a certain point. And like I said, he was controlling the hell out of her and things. Granted, I actually been around him. I've gone to their house or whatever, and me and her was there by ourselves, and we was chill. He was cool. He was cool. Because, and I say by ourselves because I point on that, because some men don't like that. They, especially when they know they got a bisexual woman, they think all kinds of stuff. But this one of them times. But yeah, he was pretty cool, but he was controlling, and like I said, I feel like he started to try to isolate her from me and her other homegirl and whoever. But anyway, so fast forward, I wasn't really talking to her a whole lot. I think an actual couple months went by since the last time I talked to her. She hits me up out the blue one day, and she was like, hey girl, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's good? You know, I wasn't feeling no type of way because I didn't really care. So I wasn't saucy because we wasn't talking. I knew she had a man, and at this point in my life, I know how women can get when they got them a boo and they want to be all up under them. That's fine. You grown as shit. You do what you want to do. So yeah, she hits me up. She's like, hey, we ought to hang. We haven't been around each other in a while. Let's link. Let's link. And so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Okay, cool. And then so we made plans for me to meet her and her dude and some other people somewhere. And so the entire time we sitting at the little table, because we had what's like this bar and grill, they talking about women of the night is what I'm going to call them. And they not necessarily working it. They not working girls at night. They working girls on the day, anytime other day. So we having a conversation about that. We talk about pimps, simps. I'm going to call them simps. We talk about simps and toots and things like that. Don't even know how we got on this conversation, but we definitely having this conversation. And I'm just taking everything in, all the stories and things I'm hearing. And I'm putting it together that her dude at some point was a simp, and the guys he was with was simps, and they sold tree and other recreational products and things like that. They basically was men in the streets doing their thing, hustlers. So I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. So we get to talking about strippers, and we just talking about some of everything, and the other women that was there talking about stuff they've done, this and that. I'm looking like, baby, compared to these folks, I'm such a square. I'm so lame. But I'll be lame because I'm not trying to have that type of life. I never want to be a part of that life. That ain't for me. To each his own. You make your money how you need to make your money. And then, so, I'm looking at my girl, Dree. I'm like, shit. It's something you gotta tell me? Because at this point, the way it's given, this is her simp. And she wanted his working girls, but she his main working girls. Like the chicks in Hustle and Flow. Y'all know that movie, right? He had his main girls that was his house girls. They was in there. They stayed with him. He slept with them a couple time or two. But, you know, they still was twos to him. They still was pros to him. But he treated them like they was his main chicks. Yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of how this was given. So I don't know if he was simping the girls, the other girls there, and I don't know what the whole situation was, but she was talking about it, whatever. And so she would often like bring, like, so after I hung out with them nights, which I actually had a good time too. We didn't just hit the bar and grill. We went to some little club spot too. I had a good time with them. Didn't realize I was partying with all these toots and pimps and things like that, even though we having this conversation, but it all makes sense later. So yeah, fast forward to, you know, just during the week and months, whatever. We just talking on the phone, and she would bring up different things all the time. And have you ever thought about doing it? I'm like, girl, hell no, never have, never will. I'm good. I don't really know nobody that do that. Do you know some people that do this? She's like, yeah, girl, them girls I was with, them girls you met, they do this, that, and third. I'm like, oh, okay, they stay alive. So they working in the clubs as strippers, and they doing private parties, and they basically high paid toots, right? Called the most. And so at this point, she's telling me she don't get down. They're just her dude friends. But I'm like, nah. Because I noticed, you notice people started to change their appearance. Like, certain things started to change about them. Granted, she got a man. He could have very well been taking care of her. But man, she started being real, like, flashy and had a lot of, like, lavish things. Like, I don't know. So I don't know. Somehow I just figured out that she was basically like a high-paid escort. Like, yes, it was pretty much giving that. I ain't gonna lie. Like, dude was fly. The people was fly as hell. Like, you can tell they had some money. So all the stuff they was doing, they was bringing in some type of income, and they looked nice. So it was very much given that he basically have made her one of the girls. Just the whole energy. And she started doing recreational items. She was telling me about it. She's like, you know, I tried, because we hung out another day outside of that, me and her, and she was just telling me some stuff she tried, and I'm just like, really? Like, I'm really shocked, for real, but I really shouldn't be, right, because she's around it. So yeah, she ends up trying to ask me So you sure you don't want to come do this type of work? I'm like, what type of work? You sure? She's like, man, you gonna meet these men with money, this, that. She's trying to break it down and basically bait me into it, trying to sell me on the dream. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You can stop asking me right now, or I'm about to punch you in your damn face. Cause no, like it was really giving like she was desperate, and she was trying to say, well, my man, he this, that, and third. I said, so what you mean, your man? What you tell your man? Well, I told him you would probably be cool with it because, you know, I'm like, no, the hell you didn't. You ain't told him nothing like that. Because it was really giving that. Like, it was really giving like she was desperate. So she done told her man that I'm cool, we tight. I do this because I really fool with her and I owe her. I said, I owe you nothing. When the hell did I owe you anything? So, turns out she's telling him this to make him be cool because he kept asking about me. Like, and he wasn't asking about me to necessarily do what she was talking about. She was trying to get me to do that, I guess, to try to make it seem like he wasn't interested in me. Because this man reached out to me on his own, online, because I still probably had my social media up. And he reached out to me like, I really like you. Like, I know this ain't the best way to try to come at you, but she wouldn't give me your number. And I told her, like, give me your number. I told her, like, I want to talk to your friend. And y'all, I wish I still had this stuff. Like I said, I don't want to be that person to be giving receipts, but I may have to look on my old Facebook page or something. I don't know, in my inbox. But anyway, so yeah, just thought it was a long thread, just him trying to sell himself to me, explaining stuff like, I'm not trying to have you do this type of work. First of all, baby, I'm not naive. And I could very much be your arm candy. And then over time, you're going to do me like you probably did her. Get me all doped up and all sprung all out. And now I'm making money for you. Because that's exactly what it was with her. Like, they started out coating. But the moment she started getting into it and started making all this money and was just messing with these different men, he didn't want her no more. And it's so crazy how men can do the same very things, but it's a double standard with us. So now I'm no good. But I feel like, and I know for a fact, when a man is willing to allow other men to sleep with you, to do whatever with you, he does not care about you. Because ain't no way he gonna be sharing you with no other man. I don't care if you making money. That man don't love you. So yeah, she's waist deep in it now. So she ain't trying to get rid of it. And even if she tried to leave, I don't even think he would let her because he had that much control over her. And so one night out of nowhere, she calls me because I hadn't talked to her again for a few weeks. She calls me in a panic. How far? I was like, what's up, girl? You good? You good? Yeah, I'm straight. She's like, how far is your house from XY? Somewhere she was asking me how far is my house from somewhere. And I'm like, something ain't right about this situation. Because I haven't talked to you, number one. Then you calling me and you sound a little flustered, but you acting like you cool. Then you asking me how far is my house from somewhere to set me up? Because in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Because why else would you call me asking me how far is my house from something? What you trying to do to me? I'm telling y'all, in my mind, I'm thinking this girl trying to get me to come somewhere and meet her to pick her up because, yeah, that's what she was saying. She's like, can you meet me here? How far is your house from this particular place? That's what she was asking me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm tied up right now. And I really was. I was with my boo, and yes, I know a friend is in a situation. But like I said, I haven't talked to her. And she's calling me in a panic. And it gives something's not right about this situation. Do not put yourself in that situation. Baby, I have discernment. And I thank God for discernment. And I feel like that's God protecting me and all the angels and all that. They protected me because they blocked me. They knew. They instantly put in my mind, do not go. Yes, she may be in trouble, but don't put yourself in that situation. It is a trap. It is a setup. It's just kind to me, y'all. And it's like, you asking me how far my house is from something. For all I know, you could get me here and rob me. Take all my stuff, and your man can take me, kidnap me, and have me out here trafficking. Because that's what it's giving. This the type of world they're in. And the fact that I turned down his advances, he could be trying to do this to me. Like, it just clicked to me that instant. Like, and y'all, I later found out that it pretty much was going to be there. Because her friend that I mentioned earlier, her friend Rika, she told me about what happened to her. He kind of like, I think he did something similar to her. Like, he basically, no, he was trying to get her to work and stuff like that. Because, like I said, she hanging with her. He thinking birds of a feather flock together. You know, you got people like that, especially men from a certain generation. That's their mindset. These younger guys, they don't probably necessarily think like that. Not saying they don't, but they ain't. This a different generation of men. So some of the things that was instilled in us, and it's, you know, it's not instilled in the younger generation of people. If I say the millennial people. So yeah, he basically trying to get her to do the same thing. And so she met up with them and they basically kidnapped her. Took a car. It was some people with them. Took a car and Dree is with them. Dree took her car. She's like, they got the car. So Dree hops in her car because her kids are still in her car. You know, she's sitting outside talking to them. They had her pull up on them. So they standing outside the car. Dree somehow sits in her car, pretending like she doing something with a shoe or something, she said. And she was like, she eventually gets our way in and she's talking to her dude. She's joking and laughing with Dree's man and not really realizing what Dree doing. So, you know, as they joking laughing, Dree drives off with her car. Like, just sped off in her car. And she's yelling after them, what the heck? Takes her and chucks her in the back of another car. Like, not in a van or nothing, but like in the backseat of a car. And in this car is some other people. Some dudes, some girls, and she's in the car with them. And I can't remember everything else she said after that. So basically, these folks had this girl for like a few weeks. And somehow she ended up getting away because they went somewhere and she was able to go into a bed. She was able to get away. Somehow she slipped. She said she slipped a note to somebody and asked them to help her, and she somehow got away. I can't remember everything that happened, but y'all, that is some of the scariest stuff I can only imagine what happened. Cause that could have been me, but I had discernment. I knew not to put myself in that situation, even though I had a so-called friend that was in a bad situation, and she could have really been. And he probably could have been threatening her, but the fact that he couldn't get me, she couldn't get me to come, he did it to another friend. And he used to beat on her. I eventually found all this out when me and Dree like reconnected sometime from that. Wasn't too long ago. And she just told me about everything that happened and how that man had her mind. I said, so you was willing to risk my life for this man? She's like, I was scared. No. You don't care nothing about me. I don't care. You got with that man. So you wanted to put my life in danger for you? Like, that's selfish as hell. I don't care how you look at it. But, you know, I forgave her for that. I forgave her back then because I knew then. I had the discernment to know. But yes, y'all, that is so scary. Like, could have had a bad encounter and not be where I am now. Like, they could have went totally left. Like, for all I know, I could have been somewhere in El Salvador and don't even know all in the world. Sprung all out and shit, could have been somewhere I don't even know where I'm at. In somebody's prison. Like, not a prison for criminals, but a prison because I'm being traded off, you know what I'm saying, for X. And he's getting paid for it, basically. Y'all know y'all know the world I'm talking about. That could have been me. And that could have been the girl Rika. And crazy thing is, Rika's still friends with Dree this day. Not saying Dree shouldn't have friends and you shouldn't forgive nobody, but I wouldn't trust her after that because you did that to me. But hey, whatever, I don't know. Maybe they trauma bonding. It could very well be that. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all stayed for the duration of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something in this video. I don't really know. But again, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. And before we leave, go ahead and drop down below in that comment section. Y'all know how I like to end my videos. and let's chat. Maybe you've gone through a similar situation, know somebody that have had somebody that has been gone missing and you don't know where they are, and then you're praying for their safe return. Again, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that subscription button before you leave up out of here, because you tuning in, you watching, but you ain't subscribing. I thank you for those views, though. Thank you so much. But y'all, go ahead and hit the subscription button. It costs nothing for you to subscribe. What it does is help motivate me to want to give you more content because you love me. And it helps you to push my videos out there for more viewers and more subscribers, y'all. And make sure you turn on your post bell notifications so you'll know the next time that I post. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.